Hey Pat, it's Wolfy. I'm back with another keyboard review type thing, and this is about the Trust GXT 280, as it says there. And this is sort of a budget gaming keyboard, as gaming keyboards go. I think it's like about £28, which is the sort of budget as gaming keyboards go. But it's got a few things good, a few things bad. I'll start with the negatives, just to get them out of the way. Well, it's not really negative, but this wire, it doesn't seem like a very good build quality. It sort of seems like a thing you see on a cheap mouse or something like that. But it's like, it's a regular sort of wire sleeves, but it's really thin and a bit flimsy and bleh. Another thing, this isn't really a bad thing or a negative thing, but if you change the lights, one time, I don't know if it's the keyboard itself or this batch, but that one stays green when all the others go yellow. I don't know if it's easy to see or not in the light, but so I noticed. Another thing is its build quality feels a bit hollow, so I wouldn't recommend dropping it, if that makes sense. Haven't dropped it yet, I'm not planning to, but I wouldn't recommend dropping it. Okay, and these buttons up here, they're for like browsers and things. Some of them don't really work for Opera and things like that. Like, the different ones seem to work for different browsers, which is quite interesting. But I'll get on to what they are in a second. Okay, so now with those... Alright, and there's one more thing. It doesn't come with any software or anything like that. But you can download this Trust software, so you can Trust as a company. So you can like change the keys and things. But it hasn't been updated since 2009, so it's not really worth getting, to be honest. And now on to the good things about it. It's got a 6-key ghosting, which means you can press 6 keys at once before it starts going, blah, what's happening? You've got very little pressure to push them down, which is really good for gaming. And they make it, and they're really quiet. Listen. They're really quiet, which is good, because you can like spam keys. Doesn't make much noise, so if you're playing like midnight or whatever, you won't annoy anyone. And it's got these little buttons up here I pointed out earlier. That one there, if you can see, that opens to my computer thing, like the documents. That browser goes to your home page. That opens your emails. That one switches the colour of the lights. There is red, green and yellow. That one opens up a search thingy. I'm not 100% sure if it's on browser or not, I haven't checked yet, but I know it's that. That opens your favourites or bookmarks, and that changes the intensity of the lights. Like that. This one here, these are for like music and things like that. That mutes it. That turns it down, turns it up. That's all for your like, Windows sounds and stuff, so you don't need to exit game to change the volume, which is quite good. It's obviously got the default numsop, caps lock, that sort of thing. And it's a UK layout board, so it's got the small little shift key here, the regular size backspace and all that stuff. I don't know if there's any other versions of this, but I know the UK layout is obviously UK-like. And it's an extremely light keyboard. It's like, I mean, with ease, you could probably pick it up like 1 or 2 fingers like I am now. It's like, with no difficulty at all. And it's also got its little things back here. It raises it, it doesn't raise it that much really. About half of the first joint of your little finger. But to be honest, I don't really need it that much. The keys itself, they're fairly slippery, but they're not sort of slippery. So you can glide from button to button with ease, so you don't get stuck or whatever. And you don't sort of just slide back past them like some keyboards do. So I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a little curve in the shape of them. Like that, a tiny curve. That sort of helps. Anyway, the buttons itself, the letters and things, I do not think they're laser etched, because if you look carefully, some of them seem to be a bit messed up, like that one for example. So in theory they're just like little gaps or something, like clear plastic or whatever. So they're a bit meh. Laser etched is always better. And if you haven't noticed yet, this is a non-mechanical keyboard. But for a budget gaming keyboard, I would give this 7 out of 10 muffins. Because it's very good. Oh, I haven't mentioned this actually. It's fairly small for a keyboard. Like, then my whole arm like that, and it doesn't reach to that like that. So it's sort of like a full arm length, which I assumed about 40 centimeters or so, something like that. I'll leave a link in Amazon. They have the exact measurements. But I'll give it 7 out of 10 muffins, because it's a good keyboard. Don't press the buttons very hard, easy to play, it's quiet, it's nice. It's got a couple of down points, but they don't really affect the gameplay or anything. Most of it says build quality. So if you're not planning to drop your keyboard or throw it around, or do an over and smash it, then this is a good keyboard to have, I'd say. I'd recommend it. So yeah, if you've got any questions, ask in the comments and I'll reply to them. Sit back, Wolf out.